Hey, today I show you how I use the graphics of my son to bring it into his game. So, first step, using paint.net as a graphic tool, totally free, just go download it. We use just standard functions and I will show you two examples. Number one, creating a seamless background. We use a grass image for that. And second, a train to bring it then in the next video into Go.Game Engine so I can show you how to bring it to life. At first, let's start with the grass image. As you can see, it's a very nice drawing of my son. We need to rotate this. We don't need the tracks here, so we go for the grass image. And I want to cut out, so with the rectangle selection, a part of this grass area. We create a new image. Doesn't matter how big the size is. So far it's just the image. Cut it out. It would not be seamless, and we need this for the background. So number one, we need to expand the picture to 200%. Delete it again, and now we fill in again this part we copied before. And next we need to flip this and bring it in again. So now we have it flipped or mirrored on the axis, and we need to just do the same on the lower part on the y-axis. And for this we need to have a second layer and bring it in again and combine the layers. So this is a seamless tile. It will not create any obstacles there, but it's not looking perfect. And so we need to correct it a little bit, because now we have this strange artifacts here which would look a lot like repeated background. So we use the stamp function or cloning function, just with a bigger scope. With control and left click we select an area. I just make it bigger, and an area we want to copy and just put it in. The good thing is that this is a drawing only with colored pencils. It's never perfect, so you will also not see these changes too much. It's not like a perfect graphic drawn by an artist, so we can easily just put here this repeated stamping in and just break these artifacts we had before, just to avoid that it's looking too repeated when it's copied in the engine then, or repeated in the engine endlessly. So, and this is a little bit too big now. We can scale this down, just putting it to a smaller size. So even then it's not that obvious anymore that there are so many corrections we done now. Next step is, I think it's too bright. The background should be not the focus of the game, so we will just modify the saturation a little bit. So for that we go into the correction area and looking for this saturation. Sorry, everything in German in my tool, but you will find this also in your paint.net if you go for the tool, or any other software you use for graphic modifications. And if you see, if I put the saturation for more, then it's getting even brighter. So we put it a little bit down. Even the brightness we remove a little bit. So now we see already that it's a nice background. That's fine. We even keep the white. We could now try to blend this out, but it doesn't matter. If we have this now repeated, it should look okay. We can check this, even creating a new one. Even here going for 200. And if we now put this in, we can check how much it's looking repeated. Yeah, there are still, as you can see, there are still some areas which I'm not happy with. Just roughly. So we see this area is not looking good. So even, especially on the edges, it's not looking good. So we need to correct a little bit more. No, but now as we reduce the size, we even go for a lower area. All of these white spots need to go. Should still be okay. So let's check again if we put it now in. No, it's hard to tell, to delete it again. Yeah, now we have a little bit of seams in. But it's not too dramatic. Not perfect blended here. But if we even can scale it down in the engine, and if it looks like that, you will see here is a little bit we need to correct, and even here. You can play with this. I don't want to bring this to perfection. So even with my son, I didn't do endless optimizations here. He doesn't care. At the end, it just should look just like a background, which is repeating and repeating. It's grass, so not super important. So that's fine. But you can play as long as you want with that. Should look nice for your son and not more. Okay, next is the train. So also here we need to rotate. Oops, that was the wrong direction. In this case, he tried to draw ICE of Germany. For sure there are some errors, and it should be white and red, that's fine, so it's not wrong. But we need to cut out the top area here. We can use the magic wand. Was a very yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that's not good. It will not work. So we need to do the lasso tool, because otherwise we will lose inner part of the train. We even cut out here a little bit of overdrawing. And my son, very funny, really likes to comment. He says, oh wait, there is another arrow. Please also do this. Cut it out, please. So he's getting a little bit lazy now already with his drawings. Because he knows I can correct his overdrawing. Okay. So we do this now for the whole train. I think you don't need to watch me for this. So fast forward. Okay, so now there are some minor corrections I usually do, like his overdrawing, like here. We just use a little bit of this white. Because this should be a window. We could even now try to color this, but I don't want to put too much away from his drawing. So even here I see there's an overdrawing. That's too big. Just putting it like, oh. And oops, can even go in more detail and try to correct even more. You can do this as much as you want, as much as your oops, this was the wrong, as much as especially your your artist is asking for it, because my son is really asking already. Why, Dad, can you please correct here and there and this one, and I don't like that, could you please also check here? So yeah, depends how much time you want to spend here for such corrections. At the end he must be happy. Or she, whatever your child is. you doing this? Yeah. So, and then also just showing off what I do too. I need to correct his wheels because he drew, at least in my game I did for him, a lot of wheels very differently. So in this case he chose for making a black dot in the middle and keep the rest white. But he also had others which are full black. So what I did is I said to him, hey, come on, we go for full black. So wherever he draw full black, I just take this and repeat to copy this all over. So also here, fast forward. As you can see, now we have a train which could run. You see, it's not perfect here. I didn't take too much time now here to find a good spot. But you can also ask your kid to redraw something if needed. If you say, hey, it would be nice, they will be willing. But you can also just keep it and make no corrections. But just, especially the overdrawings, I would keep out. I also want to show you one thing, like this windows. We could also make them transparent so that they show off the background by just cutting them out and keep it as transparent into in the image. So just this example, and we will see it later in the engine that will then show the grass or whatever is in the background, like trees or other stuff you put in. So basically that's it. I can also make here this area transparent. And that's it for the graphics. It's not too complicated. As you see, it's just mainly cutting out stuff, optimizing here and there a little bit, not too much, not upsetting your artist. And then we see us in the next session. Bring this into the game engine and bring it to life. See you there. Bye bye.